You might find it surprising, but studies indicate that doing the incorrect kinds of workouts after turning 65 can greatly heighten your chances of getting hurt, suffering heart-related deterioration, and even cutting short your life expectancy. A study from the National Institute on Aging verifies that taking part in unsuitable physical pursuits can boost the likelihood of hospital stays by up to 48% in older individuals. It's a stark fact to face. Plenty of workouts that get pushed as beneficial for your well-being can in fact speed up the breakdown of joints, create strain on the heart and blood vessels, hinder your sense of equilibrium, and sharply raise the danger of tumbling. These are potentially fatal hazards for anybody past 65. The encouraging part is that by picking the proper options, you can lengthen your life, enhance your recall, keep up your nimbleness, and safeguard your self-reliance for many years ahead. In this video today, we'll uncover the 3 categories of workouts you need to steer clear of no matter what, along with the 3 workouts you really ought to incorporate if you're aiming to remain robust, mentally acute, and well as you get older. Make sure to stick around until the finish to learn about the top workout that might either trim or prolong your existence. Before jumping in, if you haven't signed up for subscriptions yet, I suggest you tap that button and activate the notification bell so you won't overlook any more wellness advice tailored right for you. If this video brings you value, drop a 1 in the comments section. If it falls short, put a 0 there to give me clues on improving the material for you. Senior health. 3 exercises seniors should avoid. 3 exercises seniors should avoid. 1. High-impact running. High-impact running. High-impact running could rank as one of the most thrilling pursuits for the young, but for those in their later years, it can stealthily turn into one of the worst offenders. With advancing age, the body experiences a range of unavoidable shifts. Density in bones drops, cartilage wears down, and joints forfeit their former bouncy toughness. Though jogging long distances or hammering the sidewalks may appear as an honorable method to keep moving, actually, it can quietly hasten the weakening of a body that's maturing. A research piece from the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy states that high-impact running hikes the odds of knee and hip harm in people over 65 by a staggering 58%. Each footfall on rigid ground delivers a jolting vibration across the frame, imposing massive pressure on joints that are inherently fragile. Even more troubling is how seniors typically deal with diminished proprioception, which is the innate capacity of the body to detect motion and steadiness, leaving them more susceptible to stumbles, tumbles, and lasting damage. Apart from the bodily harm, high-impact running can exact a heavy burden on the heart and circulation too. Older folks commonly possess stiffer blood vessels, and the abrupt jumps in pulse and pressure that come with vigorous running bouts can result in heart stress, or even spark incidents such as strokes or cardiac episodes. The National Institute on Aging cautions that too much strain on the cardiovascular side in folks over 65, particularly if they have undetected heart problems, can sharply elevate the chances of negative occurrences. Furthermore, pounding away on tough concrete or asphalt amplifies these perils. The ongoing battering wears away the sensitive tissues in knees, hips, and the back spine, frequently resulting in ongoing issues like osteoarthritis, which can drastically cut into a senior's daily comfort. Whereas young runners bounce back fairly swiftly from joint swelling, seniors endure far lengthier recovery times, transforming a small setback into an enduring handicap. Truthfully, the mental effects get overlooked too often. Numerous seniors grow irritated and downcast when an exercise that used to be straightforward turns into a wellspring of discomfort or dread. This feeling of deprivation can deter ongoing efforts, paving the way for the exact inactive routine they sought to escape. Opting for gentler impact options such as swift strolling on cushioned paths, pool swimming, or bike riding can deliver every bit of the heart health perks minus exposing the body to damaging pressures. It's not regarding quitting. It's regarding adjusting smartly to secure enduring movement, self-sufficiency, and vigor. Yet, if high-impact running is subtly undermining your well-being, you could be stunned to discover that yet another widespread fitness practice, frequently viewed as a mark of power and vigor, poses even greater threats for seniors. Actually, it might endanger your heart and mind with each gym visit. Let's expose this subsequent concealed peril you truly need to understand. If you're hanging in there and deeming these revelations useful, Kindly leave a number 1 in the comments to signal you're on board. Now, let's proceed to item number 2. 2. Heavy weightlifting. Heavy weightlifting, the picture of hoisting heavy weights, typically stands for power, toughness, and liveliness. For those in younger years, such training can truly develop substantial muscle bulk and stamina. However, for seniors, particularly over 65, heavy weightlifting can prove slyly hazardous, presenting dangers that overshadow the gains if tackled wrongly. As years accumulate, our frames naturally see a drop in muscle suppleness, bone strength, and heart performance. Heavy lifting inflicts a tremendous load on these weakened setups. Data from the American Geriatric Society reveals that seniors doing intense resistance work with hefty weights face much elevated risks for surges in blood pressure, damage to vessels, and even brain vessel mishaps like strokes. The maturing heart, commonly handling quiet troubles such as rigid arteries or slight valve glitches, might lack the readiness to manage the rapid rise in pressure that heavy lifting triggers. Even setting aside heart worries, the bone-related hazards are just as startling. Tendons and ligaments shed their bendiness over time, rendering them more liable to splits and breaks under intense duress. Just one overly eager deadlift or bench press might cause shoulder cuff tears, backbone cracks, or knee ligament rips. From these, mending is drawn out, agonizing, and at times partial in later stages. Lots of seniors confront a concealed risk too: weakened proprioception and delayed reactions. Losing footing amid a heavy squat or failing to drop a weight fast if muscles give out can spark disastrous drops, head knocks, or bone breaks. Medical centers note that tumbles tied to lifting mishaps in seniors have climbed steeply in the last 10 years, linking straight to the surge in unchecked, intense workout plans among mature gym goers. The mental burden deserves attention as well. The annoyance of not managing weights you handled before, the shame of getting hurt, and the anxiety over added damage can prompt many seniors to pull back from bodily efforts completely, stripping them of the vital upsides of steady motion and hastening bodily downturn further. But that doesn't signal ditching resistance work. Quite the reverse: mild to middling power building with featherweight loads, stretch bands, or self-body workouts can prove revolutionary, aiding in upholding muscle shape, enhancing steadiness, and guarding bone wellness minus the ruinous perils of heavy hoisting. Nevertheless, if heavy lifting hides threats that few seniors spot, the following workout in our lineup could appear even more startling. It's frequently suggested for burst power and lively pep. Still, for seniors, it might lead straight to grave harms or game-changing tumbles. Let's reveal this quiet danger that far too many ignore. Plyometric exercises. 3. Plyometric exercises. High-intensity jumping movements. Plyometric exercises, those burst-like actions such as box leaps, jump squats, and burpees, often get touted as methods to keep youthful pep and quickness. For bodies in youth, these sessions forge force, teamwork, and pace. But for seniors, above all over 65, plyometrics can form a hushed and perilous snare, exposing them to exceptional odds for grave, at times fatal harms. With bodily aging, the complex setups managing equilibrium, joint firmness, and snapback timing break down. Even seniors sensing fit and lively aren't shielded from these unseen alterations. Findings from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, indicate that falls lead as the top source of harm and passing in older folks. And numerous of these falls tie to shaky, sharp motions that undermine steadiness and joint wholeness. Plyometric exercises call for burst force from sinews, but aged tendons and ligaments grow less stretchy and more crisp, heightening their weakness to rips and snaps beneath abrupt tension. The jolt from a mere small leap can channel huge powers via the knees, hips, and back's base. Zones already tender owing to age-tied wear like osteoarthritis or spine narrowing. A wrong step in a box jump, a botched touchdown in a squat jump, or a plain trip can cause cracked hips, snapped wrists, skull blows, or crippling back harms. Mending from these incidents, should it occur, tends to stretch long, hurt deeply, and feature a lasting forfeiture of self-rule. The mental expense exists too. Post a tumble or harsh harm, plenty of seniors undergo deep dread of motion, a state called post-fall anxiety syndrome. This dread breeds idleness, which spirals into sinew wasting, added steadiness drop, and deeper seclusion, a crushing loop that trims both duration and worth of living. This doesn't imply seniors must shun every lively motion. Soft steadiness building, managed quickness practices, or gentle impact methods like Tai Chi supply secure routes to boost teamwork and firmness, minus the savage perils plyometric exercises bring. Guarding your frame as it matures isn't regarding yielding your drive. It's regarding crafting savvy, knowledgeable picks that uphold your power, movement, and poise for years onward. But whereas dodging risky workouts matters greatly, just as key is grasping which pursuits you must welcome to forge toughness, hone your thoughts, and stretch your well years. Up ahead, we'll disclose the initial must-do workout that research declares every senior ought to pursue, one that might truly tack on years to your days and delight to each footfall you make. Senior Wellness. 3 exercises elderly people must do. 3 exercises elderly people must do. 1. Brisk walking. Brisk walking. Extending your lifespan with every step. Brisk walking may appear slyly basic, but for seniors, it stands as little less than a rescue line. In an era swamped by intricate fitness fads, brisk walking holds steady as one of the deepest, impactful, and research-backed means to uphold liveliness, shield the ticker, and prolong existence deep into the later chapters. Probes from Harvard Medical School reveal that seniors taking up brisk walking for merely 30 minutes daily can cut their odds of passing from any reason by as much as 41%. Picture it. No meds, no costly gear, merely the reliable, life-boosting beat of your personal footfalls. As time advances, blood flow often wanes, sinews soften, and poise can turn shaky. Brisk walking counters these aging pulls in organic fashion. It fortifies the heart via steady tests of circulation staying power minus sparking risky leaps in pressure. It firms up sinews in legs, hips, and midsection, assisting seniors in holding the practical power required for routine chores. It even reinforces bone thickness, battling the gradual, unseen advance of bone thinning that strips autonomy from countless. But brisk walking goes further than bodily aid. It feeds the brain and soul. Brain experts at the University of California, Irvine have proven that steady brisk walking lifts brain performance, betters recall holding, and lessens dementia odds. With each intentional step, the mind gets a rush of oxygen-packed blood, sparking the outflow of cheer-boosting brain chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. It's no overstatement to claim that walking not merely appends years to your span, it appends span to your years. Likely most crucially, brisk walking grants emotional liberty. It's reachable for almost all, no matter fitness standing or budget. Be it meandering a sunny park, roaming a calm street, or just circling a shopping center on a wet day, seniors recapture a mighty feeling of control with each outing. It's an exercise form that avoids solitude. It binds, tying you to your setting, your circle, and your durable inner drive. Naturally, not every stroll measures the same. To peak the upsides, seniors ought to target a tempo that nudges the pulse up a touch while permitting talk, a perfect zone termed moderate vigor. Solid shoes, secure stroll routes, and consistent advancement form vital parts for morphing walking into enduring remedy. Balance exercises. But whereas brisk walking lays the base for a drawn-out, fitter existence, a further vital workout tackles a veiled peril that loads of seniors fail to notice is quietly robbing their self-rule. Next up, we'll expose the core motion that might serve as the lone biggest guard versus the prime trigger of senior harms and the hidden key to dwelling unbound and undaunted as you mature. If you're persisting in viewing and seeing these revelations as useful, kindly drop a number 1 below to show you're alongside. Now let's advance to item number 2. 2. Balance exercises, your greatest shield against falls. In life's closing chapters, the plain task of remaining erect turns into one of our prime fights. Balance stops being a given. It shifts to a routine win and at times a muted contest. Still, too seldom do seniors grasp that focused balance workouts can spell the gap between a span spent unbound and one hobbled by harm and dread. Data from the National Council on Aging discloses that falls aren't merely usual in seniors. They top the list for both deadly and non-deadly harms. The jaw-dropping fact is that 1 out of 4 Americans past 65 tumbles yearly, and the fallout often proves ruinous. Balance exercises deliver a potent forward guard versus this truth. Via schooling the frame's inner anchors, the midsection sinews, the tiny groups in ankles, hips, and back space, balance workouts revive a senior's innate barriers versus snags, skids, and quick wobbles. They re-educate the nerve setup, honing the frame's knack to respond on instinct and snag itself pre-calamity hits. Basic routines like perching on one foot, doing Tai Chi, or heel-to-toe strolling can hugely lift firmness in mere weeks, trimming tumble risks by as high as 37% per medical probes. Still, the upsides reach past the bodily. Balance schooling reconstructs assurance, the subtle, invaluable trust in your frame. Lacking it, tumble dread can softly seep into routine days, prompting seniors to retreat from past loves, skip group events, or grip stillness for safety's sake. Idleness then spawns weakness and speeds downturn. But a senior drilling balance workouts reclaims not solely power but liberty. The knack to navigate life daringly sans the endless shadow of dread. What renders balance exercises yet more lovely is their plainness and reachability. No club dues required. No pricey tools. Merely a tiny spot of firm ground, a firm seat close for aid, and the firm, bold push to forge a tougher, bouncier self. With steady drill, only minutes daily, the maturing frame can recapture the poise, the firmness, and the worth that moments aim to snatch. Light strength training. But whereas restoring balance wards off drops, another unseen foe lurks: muscle fading. Unchecked, it drains power, pep, and self-rule from maturing frames. Next up, we'll expose the third core workout every senior must welcome: the lock to upholding your sinew might and holding your frame lively and able for the spans forward. 3. Light strength training, preserving the power of independence. Aging with grace isn't solely regarding spanning longer. It's regarding sustaining the power to span finely. And still, scarce few know that post-60, the frame quietly sheds muscle bulk at a scary clip, a state termed sarcopenia. Sans meddling, up to 15% of sinew power can vanish per decade, rendering seniors ever frailer, exposed, and reliant. Light strength training rises as one of the prime yet frequently missed supports of sound maturing. Unlike the hefty hoisting linked to young sportsfolk, light strength training zeroes on endurance, security, and use. Employing light hand weights, stretch bands, or plain self-weight, seniors can rouse sinew threads sufficiently to uphold and even reconstruct power. Per a probe in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, seniors doing middling resistance schooling at minimum twice weekly boosted not solely muscle bulk, but also poise, bone thickness, and even thought acuity. The upsides prove profoundly altering life. Strength schooling reinforces legs for surer strides, firms arms for hauling market goods or hoisting grandkids, and hardens the mid to guard the backbone and lift stance. Tougher sinews spell tougher bones, finer sugar handling, lessened tumble odds, and a quicker burn rate, which gains import as innate burn eases with years. Beyond bodily toughness, strength schooling revives a feeling of command. Loads of seniors, post-pledging to a light strength schedule, note sensing peppier, more standalone, and brighter-eyed on tomorrows. A deep interchange hits when you see that despite fleeing time, you can yet thrust, hoist, and shift with sureness. You stand not helpless to maturing. You actively mold the worth of your left spans. What renders light strength training so reachable is its fit to your spot, be it perched or upright at domicile or in a class session. Tweaks suit any skill tier. Advanced gauges not via lift heft, but via recouped ease. The smoothness of upping from a seat, the firmness of hauling day needs, the sureness of striding solo. Forging power isn't chasing youth, it's defending self-rule. And the fine news is, it's never past starting time. Now that you've grasped the 3 core workouts every senior should welcome, you might ponder what routine habits could softly be unraveling all your toil sans your notice. Up next, we'll expose the startling slips seniors commit daily that undermine their wellness and how you can dodge them to remain lively and tough for years onward. The price you pay. The price you pay. As we advance in years, each pick we craft on our frame bears heavier import. The workouts you select to do or skip will in time demand their toll. For certain, that toll gets settled in power, firmness, and self-rule. For others, It's tallied and spans gone, hopes postponed, and liberty yielded. Overlooking apt motions or gripping doggedly to hurtful patterns isn't solely risking achy sinews or small harms. It's wagering with your dear leftover time. Time that might else go to roaming, chuckling with kin, striding sans dread, or hugging the tiny delights of routine days. Each dodged tumble, each beefed heartbeat, each kept sinew spells another span of dwelling by your rules. But the flip holds true too. Dismiss the alerts and you might confront knives, sickbeds, or the gradual, gut-wrenching wear of skills you once held easy. At close, your frame will hand you the tab for your handling, not in a rush, but in tiny, unyielding bits that pilfer your liberty sliver by sliver. The fine truth is you hold the might to pick now which toll you'll settle later. You can pick poise over rashness. You can pick power over weakness. You can pick a span brimming with pep, worth, and delight over gradual yielding. It's not chasing flawless. It's chasing knowing, smarts, and routine, thoughtful deeds. For when it hits aging finely, the toll you settle ne'er just regards toil. It's regarding the sort of span you finally claim to dwell. The pick is yours. What tomorrow will you forge kicking off today? These teachings aim to spark you to dwell wholly and true. Now, I'd relish hearing from you. Spare a beat to muse and drop one item you've gleaned and mean to weave into your days. Let's back each other on this path to welcoming these realities. If this video sparked joy, kindly leave a remark with 1. If it missed, sense free to remark with 0. Your input counts big to us. Skip not the like, the share, and the sign up to our YouTube feed for further stuff akin. Thanks for viewing. And cheers to dwelling life by your measures.